Taking you along today for a little miniature adventure vlog as we go on a hike through a local public forest, keeping an eye out for things that we might be able to forage later in the season. And then I'm going to go jump in a lake. We are at Fields Pond Audubon Center, parked in this parking lot. Always important if you go to a new trail, or even one you know, to take a picture of the trail map before you head out. Some have maps in stock, so you can grab one out of the box. You'll also find important warnings here, like tick warnings. It is tick season, so be attentive to that. You also can scan for your map with a QR code. All right, so we're gonna hit the trail and see what we find sprouting up. It's early for foraging, but I have spring fever. So we're gonna check it out, listen to the birds, feel some wind in our hair, and see what we find. Pay attention to your trail markers. These are fern spore heads from last year. It can be a way to identify where ferns are growing, but more specifically, this time of year, we'd be looking for fiddleheads. I don't think these are not fiddlehead fern fronds, because fiddleheads grow in a crown-like cluster. And the base of this fern does not have a crown-like cluster, so that is a different kind of fern, but it is a good way in the off-season to try to scout fern territory. When I'm hiking, I'm also on the lookout for mushroom territory. And I can see over here that this is a place I might want to come check out when the weather warms up and we get into mushroom time. There is a stream bed running along through there with some washout embankments. So we have good moisture. We've got topography changes. Some mushrooms like to grow on hillsides or in areas of washouts or rolling ground. So this looks like a place to investigate. Someone else thought it was worth investigating too. The other thing I might look for are tree species. I am not awesome yet at tree identification, but I do know some. The birch is pretty easy. Generally, I can pick out beech because they have this kind of skin condition. It's an illness, and you can see, if you can see, many of the trees in this stand are afflicted with it. They get these scabs on them. So this is an area of hardwood. I can also see on the ground there are maple leaves. In the leaf litter, there are oak leaves. So beech, oak, birch, maple, these are all hardwoods. And generally, most mushrooms like to grow in hardwoods. There are some that like the softer forest, and there are some that follow zero rules. So you can read all you like in the books. The mushrooms don't read the books, as David Spar says. So it's not a sure thing, but it's something to keep an eye out for, is mixed forest and hardwood stands. This has nothing to do with foraging, but I do need to smell some earth. It smells so good this time of year. All damp and full of life. Very exciting. Pay attention to your trail signs. Don't get lost. It's not fun. Ask me how I know. You can hear the stream as we approach it up here. That's what I'm hoping. We're immersing ourselves in all the sights and sounds and smells on offer in nature today. You should definitely be able to hear it now. So we'll just sit here for a minute and soak it in. When was the last time you sat on a log in the middle of the woods and let your feet dangle? It can't be a bad day if you're in the middle of the forest, dangling your naked feet off the edge of a log. We're gonna poke in and see how cold this mountain stream is. And it's, you know, not as bad as I thought it would be, actually. Even though, oh look, there's ice up there. It's not too bad though, actually. Note to self, next time you stick your feet in a mountain stream, maybe make sure you brought a towel first. I guess we're gonna sit here and air dry for a little bit longer. Okay, full disclosure, I just dressed my wet feet, so we have wet socks now. This is life in the wild. There's that ice shelf I saw from down below. All right, I gotta pay attention here so I don't fall off the rocks. Look how clear that water is. That's off. I still wouldn't drink it though. No GI distress for me, thank you. Here's something to pay attention for. They call those leaning trees widowmakers for a reason. This one just happens to go right over the trail. So, heads up. We are coming into an area with some pine trees. I know that not because I'm good at identifying pine trees by their bark, which I'm not, but pay attention to what's on the ground. You get all kinds of clues. You'll see acorns, you'll see pine cones, various types of leaves and branches. There's some beech in here, I can tell by those leaves. Pine trees, I like the young ones this time of year. You can collect their young growth like you can spruce trees and hemlock trees. Actually, hemlock is my favorite. Most people go crazy over spruce tips, but I love hemlock tips. They're great in tea. Spruce tips, awesome for making beer with. Very good flavor. So we just pay attention to everything. Here's another good clue, you're in the pines. The entire trail is orange with the dead needles from last year. And there you can see the pine cones. A lot about foraging is paying, well, everything about foraging actually is paying attention to your surroundings. Oh, here we've got a nice opportunity. To dig like an animal and smell fresh dirt. It's like an aphrodisiac. I love it. That was a big hill. Yeah, I got my heart rate up. All right. Who hasn't hiked in a while? Me. Okay. Trail marker. We're going on the ravine trail. The Beechwood Trail takes you down by Fields Pond, down by the water. And that's too long of a walk because I still want to get into the water before it gets too dark. So we're gonna circle back. I know the nature center, it says it's to the right. The ravine trail also loops around. So the nature center is also to the left. Well, let's go. You know what? I better double check that map because I'm going on memory that this ravine trail wraps around, and sometimes trails change. And I've been in enough regrettable experiences to know that I'm going to double check that map. Yeah, it loops. Always good to be sure. Okay, careful stepping here. It's a pretty steep, stony pathway. It's cool that they built these stairs. I love it. Ooh, okay, we made it. It's a pretty steep little jaunt. And we have another stream crossing. Just going back to the other side where we came from. But this is up higher on the trail. Hello glutes, hello quads, hello hammies. It's been a while. All right. Now we're just gonna tumble down over the other side of this path. On any Maine trail, be prepared for water hazards in the spring. Am I prepared for water hazards in the spring? Nope, I am not. I am wearing some junky old sneakers that leak through the bottom and have little grip. Don't be like Kristen. But hey, oh no, I thought I made it unscathed, but the right foot is now wetter, which doesn't matter that much because the socks were wet anyway. This is kind of neat. Every once in a while you come across one of these little spots. Oops, let me fix that camera. That hole down in there. Looks like those pine needles are freshly turned over because you can see some of them are wet in the middle and dry on the outer sides. The outer sides. And then there's this hole. I think that is where a squirrel probably stashed some snacks. So watch your feet. Make sure you don't step in a squirrel snack hole. There you are. We are headed on the trail back to the car, and I just saw fly into that tree up there. If I can, oh, I can't flip the camera around. Huh. Some members of the crow family up in that tree. Oh, there it goes. And just like that, lickety split, we're back where we started. And just like that, we're changed into swim gear because now we're going to the lake. It's 37 degrees in there. Check my reels if you want to join me for a plunge.